Hi guys, a long awaited video again. I'm sorry, but better late than never, I suppose. So I'm going to go on ahead and start the eyeshadow. I've already done my eyebrows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in soft brown, and then a little bit more with the eyebrow definer because I find it's a slightly chunkier and slightly darker color actually, slightly chunkier texture, so it gives my outer edge of my brows a much more defined shape. I'm going on with the Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie eyeshadow on a big Morphe fluffy brush and really concentrating on the inner eye, going backwards and forwards to create this halo shape around the eyelid. I'm then going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I can't remember the names, but I will link them down below. I'm using this soft, warm, tan color, and then I'm going in with a smaller brush and using the sort of taupe tan color and really concentrating the color in the halo eye area, making sure that I really define the eyelid. That's the word I'm looking for, eyelid. Moving on to smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear mixed in with that same sort of tan color because I don't want it too dark right now. I'm using backwards and forwards motions to apply the color to the area I really want it, and then using small circular motions to really buff the color and make sure that it's all blended with the other colors I've already added, so it's nice and seamless. To intensify that cut crease area, I'm going in with, I think it's realgar. Again, I will link all the shades down below just to make sure that my socket line's nice and defined and add a little bit more warmth to it. To start creating the spotlight effect, I'm going to use the dark brown shade in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette on a pencil brush and really carve out the inner and outer corners of my eyelid. As you can see in the inner corner, I'm really applying this quite liberally so it comes into my sort of inner corner, as I will blend that out afterwards. I'm using the pencil brush to sort of join the lines in the socket area between the two corners as well, giving that a real seamless blend. And then using a clean fluffy brush to just make sure any harsh edges are blended. Nope, scratch that. What I just said was a massive big fat lie. I actually used Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek to start off the Spotlight Eye, and now I'm going in with the dark brown shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Sorry about that. But I'm doing the same effect using the pencil brush to join the colors together, and then I'm going in with the clean fluffy brush to make sure it's all finely blended. So rather than using color to fill in my spotlight area, in the center of the eye you shouldn't have very much product, and that's where you create the spotlight bright effect in the middle of the eyelid. I'm using instead a little bit of the Sarah Hill Lick Me glitter, such amazing names. Make sure you check out her website for all the great names that she has, like Crystal Tits Glitter, amazing. I'm using a little bit of the Makeup Revolution Aqua Seal to apply that to my lid, and then the glitter on top, making sure I don't get lots of fallout and it doesn't go all over my face. Speaking of face, I am priming with my L'Oreal Matte Primer. I'm then going to go in and use my Milani foundation, cream to powder foundation. This is a really nice foundation. It is quite heavy duty, hence why I'm using a big fluffy blush to apply it. I find if I use a sponge or my fingers, it just gets a bit cakey, so I'm using a nice big fluffy brush to really disperse the product and buff it into my skin. I'm then going in with my NYX concealer. I think this is shade 1. I mean, look at how pale it is. And using that under my eyes, a little bit on the forehead, on the nose, a little bit on the chin. And then I'm going to use a really damp beauty blender because, again, the textures of these foundations I find get absorbed quite nicely with a damp beauty blender, so it doesn't look too cakey on the skin. And I'm just going to buff all that out and blend it into the foundation. Next up, I'm going to do a bit of soft contouring with a new cheeky favourite of mine. I can't remember what collection this is from, but again, everything will be linked down below. But it's a cream contour kit from a limited edition creation that MAC did. And if any of you bought the Maleficent sculpting powder, it was that really grey taupe undertone, which was perfect for pale people contouring. This is exactly the same as this, but it comes with a cream formula rather than powder, and comes with a beautiful little cream highlighter. I absolutely love the palette. It's a great little go-to for me, especially with people with fair skin. But because I'm not that fair at the moment and the Milani foundation is quite fair for me, I'm going to go over the top with my Rosie Huntington Whitely bronzer in the shade 01 and just add a little bit of warmth. And then my ride or die Jaclyn Hill Beeca Cosmetics, the contour colour that I use, I think it's Amaretto, and I'm going to use that underneath the cheeks and a little bit on the forehead to contour and just add a little bit more depth to the cream that I applied before. And of course, shock of all shocks, I'm using a little bit of the Champagne Glow on the tops of my cheekbones as well, just on a small, compact, but still quite fluffy brush, so I get a nice dispersive highlight. And you know, again, the top of the lip, the nose, and on the cheeks. And because the Champagne Pop for me, I don't know why, but just isn't as much as a highlight as I would like it to be, I'm then going to go in with a little bit of MAC Soft and Gentle, and you can see what a difference that really does make. It does make it pop that little bit more. If you are not a huge highlighter fan, don't add this step. I'm just a crazy highlight fan. And then I'm going to clean up my contour a little bit just to make sure everything's nice and clean, and add a little bit of powder into areas that I do get a bit shiny and I don't want any choppy lines, so going back over with my bronzing brush, just fluffing that out. And warning, look away now if you are squeamish, but I'm adding a little bit of the MAC Nightmoth lip liner to my waterline. You can do this. It's not a rule that says you can't or you can, but a lot of people can be allergic to red pigment, so if you are going to use lip liners around your eye area, please be careful. I'm using a little bit on the inside and the outside of the eye and using a smaller blending brush to buff that out. Again, going back in with my realgar that's left on the fluffy brush. Again, you know it, blending all that out. I don't know how many times I have to say blend all that out. And on a straight pencil brush, I'm adding a little bit more of the dark brown from the palette because I don't want to lose any of that definition. And because, you know, you can't have enough glitter, I'm adding a little bit more of the Collection 2000 gold glitter in the inner corner rather than using a highlight colour. Finishing off with a bit of mascara, and that's the bottom of my eyes done. Now I always do lips and blush last because I like to match my blusher to my lipstick, and I always like to make sure I know how much of my makeup has absorbed into my skin before I apply blusher. If I need any more highlight or any more contour, bronzer colour before I go and apply my blusher and powder. I'm just using a nice soft pink lip gloss because we've got a lot going on with these eyes, I don't want too much. And going in with it, I think it's Pamplemousse again, I'll link it, from the Beeca Cosmetics palette because it's just a soft rose gold colour. I didn't want too much colour going on because we don't have anything too dark on the lips, but I always need a bit of blush to finish off. You know the drill. I'm going to zhuzh and do my slow-mo, blink at the camera thing so you can see it, and I'll see you again next time. Just to make you all aware, it is getting into Halloween season. Woo! I will do it soon, and you'll catch that all on my channel as soon as possible. So please keep watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!